I came to Universal Door a couple years ago at the advice of Master Lamb. I went to Free Life and I mentioned to him that I'm always the person that people go to talk to, friends, family, and I always felt that what I was struggling with on the inside wasn't as bad as other people's problems. So I never brought it up. I never talked about it. I never talked about what really bothered me because I didn't really know what bothered me. I just knew that something wasn't right. So when I talked to Master Lamb after one of the Free Life experiences, which is where you take animals and you free them into, the crickets into the air and birds and, or crickets on the ground and birds in the air and turtles in the water. I told him, something's not right and I'm not happy. And his eyes sparked and he said, "You're not. What do you think it is?" And so I set up a time and I went to talk to him and I said some words that made him know for sure that Universal Door was right for me. He said to me, "What do you think is wrong?" And I said, "I know it's me. It's me. It's not other people." And he looked at me and he said, "So you know that you're the cause of the problem?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "You realize it's not somebody else's fault, it's you?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you willing to talk to Buddhist nuns?" I said, "Yes, I'm Buddhist." He said, "Are you willing to go to a center and go and sit in class every week and make a little progress, little by little?" I said, "Sure, yeah." He said, "I'll take you." So one day he took me here and I talked to one of the students and she's the one that did all the paintings here. And I didn't quite know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know how they were going to help. I just knew that this had to be the place. I don't know why. I had the faith that something was going to help me because I never trusted friends or family because they all entrusted me. And maybe one of you feels like the same thing, that everybody always goes to you, but where do you go? And I'm telling you that if you're anything like me, you have only one choice, and that is to go somewhere where they are really, really open universally. You don't even need to be Buddhist to come. That they'll really listen to you and they'll help you find out what it is that you think is wrong, because you realize that any problem you feel is not because of something outside. It's not because your parents, it's not because of your job or your husband or your wife, but it's you. Truly, you know that it's something, some idea that you created, some rule that you have for yourself. And ever since I've been coming, again, if you're anything like me, you want to stick with it. You're not going to give up. So you come even when you don't find a great benefit. And then some days you have a great benefit and then you don't want to come because you think like you're cured. But every single time I come, I learn a little bit more about what's going on. Whether that is what's going on inside me, or my best friend, or my mother, or what it feels like to grow up in America with parents from a different culture. And if you are first generation American like I am, and I think some of you kids are, that you'll realize what the struggles we face being in an American and being in an American society, and the troubles that we know we have that we think nobody else will understand. And so there are a lot of things. Another thing that I want to share is that you don't necessarily need to feel like you have a problem to come. Something that I just shared in my class tonight was, everybody said they knew something was wrong, they had some struggle, they came here, and that was the beginning of unraveling their problem. mine was a different experience. I thought I needed to concentrate better to pass an exam. And I thought I might be too distracted. I might not know how to focus. And that was the thing that brought me here. I thought maybe it was a cause, like that was causing me the anxiety. I felt very distraught. I felt very stressed. I would go to yoga. I wouldn't feel that much better. You know, I didn't want to go to the psychiatrist. I didn't want to take any pills. I knew that there was some reason. And this place is going to give you that tool to look inside. And I was a psychology student in college, and I always used the idea of a toolbox. Like you go to the store and you buy an empty toolbox, and your therapist helps you build the tools to fix the emotional problem. Like, you go to your therapist, you talk about love. Okay, then you build a tool to fix your love problems. Then you talk about your parents and how you felt as a child. Then you have a different tool. Well, once you have all those tools, sometimes you don't know why you have them, because it's something deeper. And when you come here and you sit quietly and you not force yourself to meditate, but you are in an obligated position where you can only think about yourself, that is something that is of great benefit, that no other kind of therapy can help you. And it is the most long-lasting benefit that you'll find. And as I said in class tonight, one of the best things I decided to do was to come for a 3-day retreat. And it was something that I decided to do on my own. And the one thing that you might find like impossible for you to do that I did, and it changed my life, was that 3-day retreat. I left my cell phone in the car for 3 full days. I didn't check it. I didn't check the voicemails. I didn't make any texts. I didn't go to Facebook. I didn't text anyone. I thought I was going to explode. But after the 3-day retreat, I wasn't that excited to check my phone. I wasn't that excited to return any messages. In fact, I felt very overwhelmed to return to the life that I had just left 3 days prior. But I was a different person. And I know from the nuns and the teacher that a retreat doesn't have to be 3 days. It can be a half day. It could be a week. But whatever you can do, it is what I call a spa day for your soul. And that's why Universal Door is something that I would encourage anyone to come to, regardless if you have a specific problem, because everything could be fine, but you could still have something underlying that one day you'll realize. And that's why Universal Door is a blessing. Master Lamb brought me here. Some people find it on the internet. Some of you will watch this video, and some of you will wonder whether this is right for you. And I would love to invite you to come sit beside me in meditation class and be my new Dharma friend. To answer the question, how long does it take to recognize and have some progress to solve your problem? I would say that it really depends on you. How willing are you to open up and be honest about yourself? Are you going to continue fooling yourself that everything is okay, and that maybe going out with your friends or shopping or have a drink or see somebody or call someone, do you really think that's going to help you? If you decide and realize that indeed that is not the solution and that has never been the solution, you become more honest with yourself. And that honesty with yourself and what kinds of problems you really have, and to express them to strangers in class, to trust those strangers to listen to your words and not be paranoid or not be worried that they're going to judge you, because they have their own problems. I have my own problems. I'm not going to judge you. In fact, I'm going to listen to you, and something you tell me in class will help me. Conversely, something I share with the group might spark something that you realize about yourself and that you can apply. So while you might feel like you want to be the only one in class talking, you may realize that the most benefit you'll find is to sit among 2, 4, 6 other people in class and listen to their plight and listen to what they've gone through, because you will learn from them. And another thing is the nuns will also help, as the teacher will help you as well. They are regular people, even though they look different. They dress in these robes and they have shaved heads. They're just like me and you. They've had the same life problems, and they are more in touch with their feelings, and they can help you to gain some insight and make some progress. So to answer the question, it all depends on how willing are you to be honest with yourself and share with the group. If you're very closed, if you think you're perfect, if you think that I'm good, you will get nowhere. Do you want to be nowhere? No, you want to make some progress. You want to end whatever it is that's causing you to feel the way you feel. So you have to take one step, and that is decide that you need a spa day for your soul, and you come here and you make that appointment and you sit with one of the nuns or the teacher or a fellow student, and you begin your journey. My specific example of what has helped me is I was preparing for the USMLE Step 1 board examination to enter U.S. medical residency of the United States. I am Thai by nationality, and I went to medical school in Guadalajara, Mexico. And when I came back to America, I found that I struggled a lot with the academics and to pass this exam. I thought it was something that I lacked. Did I lack focus? Did I lack knowledge? Did I lack the confidence? I came here because I thought that I needed to learn how to concentrate. I misunderstood and misinterpreted the idea of meditation, focus, attention, concentration. I thought if you had all of those, you would have success. But what I realized is I was focusing on the wrong thing. I thought that I needed to have better concentration, better focus, like a camera. You need to put it better in focus to look at the problem and to be successful. But I realized that that had nothing to do with my failed examination. It was because I had this expectation of myself that was unrealistic, and that there were underlying sources of unhappiness, in my life that caused the distraction, that caused me not to be able to focus. So while you might think it's one thing causing the problem, or you think that something is a problem, what you might realize is that it might be other aspects of your life that are coming into play, and it is contributing to that problem being in your life. I would love to say that I am 25%, 50%, 100% happier than I was, but I can't say that. I'm gonna say something that's really honest and say that I'm a little bit sadder than when I arrived. But that sadness isn't because the quality of my life is worse. It's just like when you are a kid and you take a piece of paper and you poke a little hole and you look through it. Well, that little hole is now totally open, and I see what I am, and I see who I am for real. And it's not always going to be something you're happy with. It's going to be shocking. So it's not really a matter of the quality of my life being happier. It's a quality of my life being more honest with myself and not lying to myself and not trying to be something that I'm not, and not having that expectation of myself or the expectation that I have of others. It's a more realistic version. It's a view of the entire picture, not just a little dot, and trying to peer through it and trying to squint your eyes. Now my eyes are open. And while I don't see that as being 100% happiness, I think I'd rather know the truth about myself and my reality of others rather than try to portray something, try to live a movie where I'm the actress, and that's not real. And people always say, who wants to live a lie and who wants to continue on something that they don't want to do? And so I have more reality, I have less fiction, and in terms of happiness, maybe I'll find that this is truly what happiness is all about. Universal Door is a place where you can come without judgment and to be free to express yourself however you want. You can choose to share with the group, you can share personal items, you can share secrets, and you can rest assured that they will be confidential and that the nuns will do everything in their power to help you to see what is truly going on within inside you in order to reach your true happiness. I wish that Universal Door, Fomon, reaches complete freedom and happiness and continues to receive the generous support of their sponsors and the community, and continued videos and pieces of work that can advertise how much they can help the Vietnamese American community as well as Asian American communities.